Welcome back, Eagle fans. Joseph Swanson here with head baseball coach Chris Morris. Welcome, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
So I think biggest question a lot of people are going to want to know is how's the baseball program looking so far heading into your spring season starting in just a couple days?
Yeah, I think it's an older, kind of mature group, but we're still pretty young at the same time. And I think that's been a really exciting thing for us as a coaching staff, being able to work with them so far throughout the year. There's still a lot that we certainly have to cover, but there's also a lot of experience on both ends. A lot of our first years and even the sophomore class have a lot of experience in big games, and certainly our older guys have played in a lot of them over the past couple of years. So there's a lot to lean on during that, but we're just kind of excited to get out there and play. I think that's a big thing of what we're ready to do right now.
Understandable. So what's been your message to your team throughout preseason so far?
Just get better every day. I think that's been a huge emphasis throughout probably the course of the year. I think that our goal is obviously get back to a NAC championship and do what we need to do from there. I think the NAC's going to be really good this year. There's some new coaches that have done some really good things, and some familiar faces that I think are going to have good programs. So, we're certainly excited for NAC play, and the schedule that we put together is really going to challenge us, and hopefully prepare us to be able to do that. And I think when you take that focus of getting better every single day and finding a way to not just make yourself better, but make a teammate better. And that when we do those types of things, your program's going to go in the right direction.
You talk about that message of getting better every day. I'd say you're in a pretty good position that you've got especially three quality captains, 2 fifth-year seniors coming back, Kobe Rogerson, Ethan Stoddard, and then Brett Reif. That a couple times that I've spoken to them, Brett, who works around here, that's their message that they've even said, get better every day. So how does that feel, having that support from them, with especially a large freshman class that you have coming in?
Yeah, those older guys are certainly pretty special to me as a coach. For me being able to take over here, and they certainly bought in right away to what we wanted to do here, which isn't always an easy topic, but they did, and obviously a lot of their hard work has gone into our success. But those three guys have just been outstanding. I think a lot of it is, people view certain captains as, they have to be the rah-rah guys, and I don't think that's who we are as a team. I think leadership is a collective piece, where everybody takes a small piece of it, and if everybody, goes in their own leadership way, we do it. But those three have just been absolutely phenomenal, being able to really, I think, reiterate what we want to do as a program and how we want to act both on the field and off the field. And certainly great role models, for those younger kids to see, this is how we do things. And just really, really proud of all three of them.
So you've had a lot of success so far early throughout your career, 2 postseason runs just even the last 2 years. How do you think getting that taste of postseason, getting that regional win last year has motivated your team through fall ball and now heading into the preseason to want to go further?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is, when you play at that high of a level, I think it's a little bit addicting, right? It's just great baseball. There's great coaching staffs. There's a lot of it, in our piece of the puzzle that do those things. And playing at a high level is something that we talk about every day. But I think it's also just gives you, perspective as a student athlete of what that high level looks like and how you have to play in order to, to win those, let alone win a NAC championship. Right. The high level that you have to be able to compete at year in, year out, is something that's really special. But to be honest, a lot of the stuff doesn't change. Our focus doesn't change. Our daily routines don't change. We just kind of try and do what we've done. And I think if we keep that approach, of getting better every day, then it makes it easy for us to approach that from a coaching staff standpoint.
So I ask this question a lot, but for viewers that tune in to watch a Husson baseball game, what can they expect to see out of your team?
Fast-paced. I think the one really exciting part about this group that I really like is we're fearless in the way that we play. We just really like to play the game. They love to be around each other. And I think that when you have those kind of two factors, it's pretty exciting. I think we've always hung our hat here on pitching and defense and understanding that that's such an important aspect of the game of baseball. And offense always just seems to come around, but you can win a variety of games in an offensive way. If you walk a lot of people, it's really tough to win a baseball game. So we try to hang our hats on that, and I think the guys have done a great job of buying into that. But it's going to be really exciting, I think, this spring around the Winkin Complex with this group. Just from the passion, I think, that they show about the game of baseball and life in general, certainly made it really fun for our coaching staff to go at them.
You mentioned offensively. I think you'd agree that you've got a team that's really balanced across the board. You've got speed almost 1 through 9 in the lineup. I mean, you're probably 14, 15 deep sometimes at players that can get out there and play. But you also possess the ball to spray the ball in the gaps. You've got power. How does that make it difficult as a coach to make out a lineup? And then how do you keep guys fresh throughout the season so that they're at their peak performance heading into the postseason?
Yeah, I think competition is such a great thing. You know, when you create that internally in your program, I think it brings the best out in athletes, and that's something that we try to do every day throughout practice. Is just find ways for them to get competitive. And I think that's the end of the day. That's what you're going to be doing in a game. So as a coaching staff, we try to push them into as many competitive situations as they can, and doing that obviously a variety of different ways. But it also helps you learn as an athlete. If you can learn while trying to compete or trying to win something, then it makes you better overall in the grand picture of it. And I think keeping guys fresh, we work so hard in the off season. It's not a ton of stuff that we focus on. I think the guys have done a tremendous job in the weight room. Preseason so far has been outstanding as far as conditioning and whatnot. But I think we speak as a coaching staff daily basis, just kind of managing their bodies, making sure we're taking care of them, they're taking care of their bodies. There's so much to it now between nutrition and lifting and conditioning that I think our guys have really invested a lot of time into that,
Right.
And that's really kind of where we keep our focus.
And then lastly, switching to pitching side of things, area well. You lost a couple of key components from last year, a couple of key starters, end of the bullpen pieces, but I know this is a point of emphasis for you recruiting this year. You brought in a lot of pitchers, a lot of guys that are going to compete right away. What are some strengths of the staff, and what are some of your expectations out of them heading into the season?
I think probably our strength as a staff right now is they all want the ball. And that's just really exciting for me as a coach when you got a lot of kids who just love to pitch. And, pitching is not the easiest thing, as everybody who's tried it knows. And we're certainly put a lot of pressure on them. I think, but this group has really just bought into it and understanding, what we want out of them and what we really expect out of our pitching staff. And I think that's going to be a kind of the surrounding piece from us as a pitching staff is how much they just love to pitch. And it makes it easy for me, I think, on that end, because we do have a lot of talent on the mound, I think, and obviously you got to be able to do it inside of the competition world and in game. But they're really a fun group to watch, that's for sure.
Well, that's all the questions I have. Want to wish you the best this season, especially heading into your season opener. Eagles open up in Florida on March 3rd against the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Thank you.
Thank you.